Hi, it's Josie, and what I'd like to do with you today is show you a little exercise that I do to help my horses improve their canter, find their balance in their canter. So I'm going to break this down. This exercise gets broken down into two pieces, and then we put those two pieces together to become one exercise. I truly hope you like my videos. If you do, please be sure, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and let's get on with it. Now, your horse has to have a reasonably balanced canter to do this. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be reasonably balanced. If he's not very balanced in the canter, or he doesn't listen to you, go and do this exercise. I'll link it up here, but it will absolutely get your horse to listen to you and stop running off if that's what he does. So for this exercise, you're going to need to know where your lines on the arena are. So obviously you all should know this is the track. We then have two quarter lines, and they are obviously a quarter of a way in. So if an arena is 10 long, they're at the 5 metre mark, that's 5, so that's a quarter line, that's a centre line, and that's a quarter line as well. I call it the 3/4 line, depending on which side I'm on, because now it's the quarter line. So they're quarter lines and a centre line. You're going to use them in this exercise. So in canter, the horse is always flexed and slightly bent to his inside leading leg. So then that will be the inside, whichever leading leg is on, and the other side will be the outside. Inside and outside always pertains to the bend of the horse, not necessarily where you are in the arena. So what we're going to do is, these are two really good exercises. They're actually working canter loops to help your horse to find his balance more. So the first loop we're going to do is not actually a loop. It's a straight line, which makes it a lot easier for the horse. Flies are friendly. So what you need to do is get your horse into a nice canter with a nice rhythm and a nice tempo. And then you are going to ride a diagonal line to X. So you need to know where X is on your arena. You're going to ride it from the corner letter. So let's see if we can do that. So we want a nice balanced canter of a good tempo. Spider just needs to be a little bit more forward for me. Come on. So I'm going to go from H here, and I'm going to ride a straight line basically to where X would be, and then I'm going down the centre line to A. So I'm looking where A is, and if your horse isn't good enough to do the 10 metre canter circle here, just trot here. Spider could manage it, but I'll show you. So just trot, and then pick the canter up again. Good boy. So here we go again. This time we'll canter the half circle, but the trot is there if your horse, you don't think he'll manage a 10 metre canter circle. Good boy. Keeping him flexed to the inside, which is his left. And then you can actually do it this way. You can do from one side to the other if you can canter the circle. Okay, so once you can do that, what we're going to do is canter down the centre line and then canter over to the corner letter. See how we go with that. So if your horse can't do this turn, just trot and then pick up canter on the centre line. So I'm riding straight towards C. When I get to B, I'm keeping his nose to the left, but I'm riding to M. in a nice straight line. I'm going to do the 10-metre circle here. If your horse is losing impulsion, use your outside leg to ask him. Centre line. Now I'm looking at Kay over here where the camera is, so we'll get pretty close here. I'm looking at my ladder, aiming my outside fist for it. Good boy. If at any time you feel your horse is losing his rhythm, use your outside leg. Give him a tap, 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 tap. That's better. So flexion to the left, going up the centre line, and then straight to X. And then we're going to M, but make sure he keeps his flexion to the left. Just his flexion and a tiny bit of neck bend. Good boy, Spides. Off my inside leg, mate. That's the boy. And trot. Good. So once your horse is comfortable coming down the centre line, then going back over to M and coming from the corner, going to X and straight down the centre line, we're going to put it together. And your horse will be really doing a tiny little bit of counter canter. So make sure you have a nice canter with a nice rhythm. Remember, if you lose impulsion, use your outside. So we're riding straight to X here. I'm going to go just before X now and straight a little bit, and now I'm going to ride him to M. Good boy. How's that? He just did 2 parts of an exercise, put it together. We're going to do it again here. I'm going to ride to H. And if anytime you feel your horse is losing his balance, go straight here and just do the basic first part of the exercise. Good boy. Good boy. Then I will usually come back and make this more of an arc on a quarter line counter canter rather than going so deep. Good boy. Good. And then when you've done a little bit of this, what you should do is set him up and send him forward. Good boy. Good. Good boy. Good boy. I hope that exercise will help you and your horse find your balance and also do your first steps towards counter canter. Thanks for watching, guys.